What's up, guys? It's Jensen and welcome to another video. So I think the Bears are getting a lot of disrespect this offseason. People think that the Nick Foles move was bad. They think multiple of the Bears moves were terrible and that the Bears aren't going to do anything this year. I'd like to differ. I think my Bears are going to be a Super Bowl contender this year. And a large part of that is because we have Nick Foles now. I think that's a huge upgrade from Mitchell Trubisky. Look what he did with Andy Reid, even before the Doug Peterson years. I mean, he had a 27-2 touchdown interception ratio. He was fantastic. Then he comes back, and then Carson Wentz gets injured. He leads the Eagles to a first Super Bowl. He took out two potential Hall of Fame quarterbacks in Matt Ryan and Tom Brady. And he took out a very solid Minnesota team led by Case Keenum, who was very efficient, very good that year. I mean, it was nothing short of remarkable that season. I thought that the Eagles would definitely lose in the first round to the Falcons, and they didn't. I mean, Nick Foles, he's resilient. He comes back the next year, and the Eagles are 6-7. Carson Wentz is injured. Looks like the season's gone. He wins 3 straight games that they needed to win. They needed all 3. So he won essentially 3 elimination games. Then he goes to Soldier Field. He beats my Chicago Bears. Even if you want to blame that on Cody Parkey, still impressive to win in that hostile environment there. He almost beats the Saints in the Superdome. If Alshon Jeffrey doesn't drop the pass, maybe they go down for the game-winning touchdown drive. Who knows? They could have won the Super Bowl that year because we look at the Rams. They were starting to trend down a little. Jared Goff was not really that impressive. And then in the Super Bowl, we saw the Patriots put up 13 points. We could easily be looking here and seeing the Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles as 2-time Super Bowl champs with Nick Foles at the helm. So that's really where I'm at with Nick Foles. This dude is a proven champion. First of all, I think it's hilarious that these people who have quarterbacks that haven't won Super Bowls clowning on the Bears for getting Nick Foles when their quarterbacks haven't won Super Bowls. I mean, it's very hard to hate on a guy who's won a Super Bowl. I have to make that very clear. He's not over the hill like Joe Flacco or Eli Manning a couple years ago. This dude's still pretty good. He's 31 years old. And we've seen what he can do with Andy Reid and Doug Peterson. Matt Nagy's from the same coaching tree. He's from the Andy Reid coaching tree. So I think that we could see more of the same from Nick Foles this year. A lot of run-pass option, play action. It's going to be very efficient ball. He's not really going to throw a lot of interceptions. At the same time, he can make the big plays, too. He's not one of these Alex Smith conservative guys. So I really feel like Nick Foles, he's going to change the way we think about the Bears. And not only that, think about those Eagles. Like, when Nick Foles was on the field, there was a different type of energy. Guys were more hyped up to play. I really feel like guys tried harder for Nick Foles. He has that Ryan Fitzpatrick type of feel to him, where when Nick Foles is the quarterback, like, the guys step up. You see guys who improve their play. Guys seem more motivated. They feel like the underdog, and they really feel motivated to get the wins. And we saw that with Fitzpatrick last year when he led the Dolphins to 5 wins, including 2 very impressive wins against the Eagles and the Patriots. We saw it with Foles a couple years ago during those playoff runs. Certain guys have that type of feel where even if you're a superstar quarterback, guys don't feel that way. They're not as motivated as if they play for these quarterbacks. Nick Foles has that type of feel. You're going to see this talent on the Chicago Bears play like they're underdogs. And that's going to be very scary. Imagine Khalil Mack thinking he's the underdog. Eddie Jackson playing like an underdog. When we're talking about Allen Robinson, David Montgomery, these dudes are going to be playing like underdogs. And that's what's scary. You're going to get 110% of these guys. And that's really what's scary about the Chicago Bears. They have everything else. Like David Montgomery, this dude's a star running back. You could see the flashes last year. Matt Nagy didn't use him right, but I think Matt Nagy's a smart coach. He's going to come back this year. He's going to use Montgomery the right way. Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller are a great 1-2 combo at wide receiver. You add one more wide receiver to those guys, they could actually be dynamic. Tight end's a concern for sure. But if I had to guess, I think one of Jimmy Graham, Trey Burton, or Demetrius Harris, one of those dudes is going to strike. I just have a feeling when you have that many dudes, one of them is going to hit. Offensive line's a concern, but they have 2 second-round draft picks. I have a feeling if they can address the offensive line with those draft picks, they'll be fine. And that defense, there's no holes. Robert Quinn is now on the defensive line. The pair of Akeem Hicks, Roy Robertson Harris, and Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack isn't going to get double-teamed anymore. That defensive line could have a San Francisco 49ers type feel to it this year. Look at those middle linebackers, Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith. Those dudes are stopping the run. You're not running on this team. And in the secondary, Kyle Fuller and Eddie Jackson. Like, there's no holes on this defense. The offense is going to be very efficient. The defense is probably going to be the best in the league if everyone stays healthy. Obviously, you know, the Chicago Bears need to find a kicker. But, you know, maybe this is the year. But other than that, you can't really find a weakness with the Chicago Bears team. Nick Foles is really the acquisition that gets me excited, though. Like, this dude is going to change the Chicago Bears. And a lot of people clowning on the move. You're not going to be clowning on it in January when the Bears have a chance to make the playoffs. They're going to be right there with the Packers. They're going to be in the wild card discussion. I can guarantee you that. And I think that they have a good chance of winning the division because even though Aaron Rodgers is better than Nick Foles, I mean, even me being a Nick Foles fan, I have to admit that. I think the Bears have a better, more solid roster outside of the quarterback position than the Packers. So it should be interesting. And for the first time, I really feel confident about the Bears this year. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll be providing for NFL and NBA hot takes as the season goes on. And have a good day. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Jensen Sports. See y'all later.